I know, yes, a beautiful evening it is, Wednesday evening, and we welcome you to Ghana's #1 personality show. And I remember on Monday I put out the artwork, well, they didn't have any name or personality on it. And we just asked you to guess who will be our guest on the show this Wednesday. Well, yes, we had some reasons. Because she's a security couple, she didn't want us to, put her out there. And we also thought, as a production team, many people thought that, well, people will talk her out of this interview. But she gave us her word. She said, Bola will be there for this great interview. And she has honored our invitation. Tonight, we dig deep into security matters of the state because our guest is among the very best you could have in the security network of our republic. She has 27 years of security experience under her belt. And guess what? She's not just a security couple. She's also a chartered accountant who has specialized in finance, fraud, and related areas. She rose from the very least position in the police service now to become Health Director General of the CID, unit of the police service. Well, a position she has indeed prepared for. Tonight we are celebrating her. We also will delve deep into her life. From Bompata school, whether LA school, getting to this level to head the CID unit. Well, tonight we celebrate this guest of ours. First Commandant of the Ghana Police Command and Staff College. She was a Divisional Commander, Accra Central Division, Deputy Director General, Police Intelligence and Professional Standards Bureau, Deputy Director General, Acting Director General, and currently Director General CID. Wow, what a woman. And the first woman to hold the position since the inception of the Criminal Investigation Department. So tonight, we celebrate our guest, DCOP, Tiwaa Addo Danquah, Director General CID. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on your show.
You're most welcome, Tiwaa, and you look the part.
Thank you very much.
How was your day like, Tiwaa? How was it like, DCOP?
Today?
Yes, today.
It's been meeting from, I left the office at 9 a.m., came back at 5, and then I had to work on some files, and I'm here.
And you're here? Well, we'll get into it. But good evening once again to our listeners out there, and you're most welcome. My name is Bola, and this is your #1, and of course, award-winning personality show, StarrChat. We're also live in Kumasi on Ultimate FM. We're live in the Volta region. Yes, on Cool FM in Ho. We're live in the Western region, in Takrady precisely, on Empire 102.7 FM. And live around the world on StarRFMOnline.com. We're also streaming live on Facebook 1035 FM. So once again, you're most welcome. And for me, as the first woman to hold such a position, Director General CID. Walk us into it. How did you receive the news? How did you take it, Tiwaa Addo Danquah?
How did I receive the news?
Yes.
I wouldn't say I was surprised.
Oh, you weren't?
No, I wasn't.
You saw it coming?
No, for the acting I was surprised, but for the substantive I wasn't, because I acted for close to 4 months, and confirmation coming was not a surprise at all.
Was not a surprise.
No, at all.
But when you were actually appointed the acting Director General, that you were surprised.
Yeah.
Why?
Because then I was Assistant Commissioner of Police, and the way it happened, I wasn't expecting it to happen on that day, so it was a bit of surprise. But duty calls, I had to take it, and I took it with all my heart.
For many who say, well, it's a man's world and it's a man's job. So what are you doing there as a woman? Did you get people talk you out and say negative things about it? I mean, you, human, did that come to you?
No, on the contrary. Let me start by saying that when we all went to school, there wasn't a time where we wrote exam and they said this is question 1 to 5 is for women, and then 6 to 3 for men. We all wrote the same exams, we went through the same type of training, so I don't see why something that a man can do, a woman shouldn't be able to do it.
You're a strong character. Do you intimidate the men, or maybe I shouldn't rephrase it? Are they intimidated?
No, at all. they give me all the support that I need. And it depends on the way you handle them. You see, naturally, when a woman is a head, it comes with a certain type of men. Most men wouldn't want it. So it is up to you to see yourself not as a woman, but see yourself as a head, as a leader. So once you see yourself as a leader, and then you behave like a leader, the men will not be intimidated by you, especially when you bring everybody on board.
DCOP, we're getting, you know, motivated this evening. Certainly, I think that you should get onto that platform where you encourage the ladies the more. Because for a lady delving deep into security matters, we'll talk about family and how your, you know, relations are taking all of this. But also as a strong character and how you're able to work with men and do it well when it comes to sensitive issues. But I want to find out from you, how do you behave as a woman leader?
I behave as a leader because when you
particularly heading the criminal investigation department,
it's not different from how any man would behave. Because what we do, fortunately for us, we are guided by rules and regulations. The laws are very clear.
Right.
So whatever you do, you are guided by the rules, you are guided by the laws. You have to make sure that you're on the right path. And when you have men supporting you, guiding you, and then giving you all the necessary support, you don't have to struggle. You sail through.
Walk us through. What do you do as a CID boss? I mean, the name alone will let people, you know, run for cover. Is it very intimidating? People feel that, well, when they mention the CID, are you that friendly? Do you open up to people? Do you know, mingle with people? I know you come as what, plain clothes, uniform people. Is that what you do, or you have CID? I want to know what the CID is all about, and I know my listeners will also, for the first time, break it down for us.
All right, the CID is also part of the Ghana Police Service. I would say it's the technical wing of the Ghana Police Service. Whenever there's a crime, it is the CID that will have to bring up evidence together for proper prosecution. So if the CID doesn't do its work well, the prosecution wouldn't be able to do.
Oh, really? So a police officer in uniform cannot conduct investigation?
No, you can't conduct investigation because we have all been trained to be CID. And then you go to certain areas where you might not even have a CID at all. But the uniform men also conduct investigation. So we've all gone through certain level of knowledge upgrade to be able to handle certain situations. But the CID have been trained, the CID personnel have been trained specifically to handle crime investigations.
So what, you undergo special training aside what the normal police officer?
Yes, you go through other training, specialized trainings. For instance, if you are a financial crime investigator, you have to go through the financial crime investigations, the techniques of gathering evidence, how to analyze data, how to analyze bank statement, how to, lots of things. So we have the general investigators and we have others who have also gone beyond the general investigation to become specialized investigators, like homicide and other things.
Are there a lot of women in your department?
Yes, and I have women heads.
Oh.
They are very supportive.
What has been the biggest breakthrough, I mean, for Ghana, maybe since you've been there, in unraveling mysteries, in solving issues, in financial, you know, issues? What have you done? What has been the biggest breakthrough for you?
Lots of things, and specifically there are a lot of things that we've been able to do.
Like?
And something that came out was the attack in one of the banks, the cyber attack, where their system was hacked into, and almost 300 million was almost transferred.
Were you at the forefront, or did you?
Yes, we were at the forefront. So you have to, these are some of the things, because when you look at the type of logistics that we have and our ability to break through some of the things, then you'll be amazed the type of people that we have.
Are you well resourced?
No country is well resourced. Even the developed countries, you cannot have everything. But we are adequately resourced to do something so that people in Ghana can sleep with their eyes closed.
Is it enough?
We cannot have enough.
Are you satisfied with what you have?
Whatever that we have, I don't look at that disadvantage. I always try to spell advantage from disadvantage. So you look at what you have. What can you do with what you have? Because if you decide that you want to have everything, you would never have it. So whatever that you have, you work within what you have. So at any point in time, you look at what you have and you manage it. because you have a focus. What you have is that you are bringing crime to the barest minimum. So whatever that you have, you cannot say I need 100 vehicles. Now you have 10. What can you do with the 10? Until you have maybe 20. So you need to manage.
With what you have, Madam Tiwaa, is it helping you in executing your job effectively?
Yes.
It is?
Yes, it is helping us. And we keep on getting more. So whatever that you have, next time when you have more, then you improve upon it. But at any level of logistics that you have, you should be able to work within that logistics. You cannot wait until you have everything before you start doing something. Are
we safe and secure as a people? And when it comes to financial crimes,
yes,
can we see that we are on top of the issue with your units?
All right. It's like saying you have a hospital, so people should allow themselves to get sick. Prevention is key. So whatever that we do, we should also try as much as possible to reduce our vulnerabilities. So like when people are trying to invest in other ventures, they need to reduce the level of vulnerability, so that even when something should go wrong, the level of loss that you have will not be so much. So everybody should be conscious when it comes to anything financial. For instance, people are going online buying vehicles. How do you ensure that the money that you are paying will not go waste? People are meeting people at Circle, they are paying money. So if you, because the police has this unit that is investigating the case, so you allow yourself to do certain things without taking precaution, then you are saying that I have a hospital, there's hospital, so let me fall sick because the doctor...
That's an interesting one, DCOP Tiwaa Addo Danquah, because I see you to be a proactive leader. But in doing that, I have not heard the CID, maybe periodically, cautioning the general public, sensitizing people, being visible, putting out billboards out there. What are you doing? You've under your leadership, and of course during your tenure, are we going to see maybe that enhanced for people to be educated, sensitized, so that we don't fall victims?
Have you heard of Crime Watch? Yes, it's a TV.
That is just one TV program.
And anytime that we have opportunity, we talk to the public.
Okay.
For instance, last week I spoke about where people are receiving text messages and calls, apparently telling them that they've been hired to kill them. And these are also things that are coming up. And people get scared. They create that fear and panic.
What gets through that? What are people doing now? They are sending messages to people that they've been hired.
Yes, hired to kill you, and that somebody has hired me for, the person paid 20,000 Ghana cedis to come and kill you. So you should pay that money to me so that I'll stop killing you.
Wow. And this is happening in Ghana.
It is happening, and it is creating fear and panic in people.
So why don't we hear the CID, tell people, because we don't know, you are saying it right here.
Okay, so what you tell
why don't you buy airtime or maybe why not partner with the media houses? And some of these information we have on them, especially the mass media, for people to know.
So we've done that, and our public affairs is also doing a lot of things for people to listen to this and hear that, so that when you receive such message, you report to the nearest police station, and with the help of the logistics that we are able to trace where the calls are coming.
Oh, you are able to do that?
Yes, we're able to do that, and we've arrested.
Do you have the equipment to trace such calls? Yes. And also fish?
Yes.
Okay.
We have, and I will not give more details. So
certainly, yes.
Once we get to know that this number send this test, we are able to trace, and we've been arresting people. So now, when we tell people, so that somebody decided not to even go out for about a week because he had received the call, the person became normal after we managed to arrest the person, and it was a former house help.
Oh.
Yes. So these are going on. So most time our public affairs will educate people.
So you get into domestic crimes, you get into financial crimes.
Everything. When it is about crime, the CID.
The CID is responsible. Interesting for that education. So you talked about the banks. How can the banks protect themselves from fraud? Now we hear people now and again, cloning checks. They go in there and use people's statements. They are able to hack into accounts. As a CID, units, are we well resourced to get to know some of these things beforehand?
I think the month of October was declared a Cyber Security Awareness Month, and I think the Ministry of Communication did a lot of things. They went out, educate people about how to reduce their vulnerabilities.
Right.
And then even the banks, and I attended a program where Bank of Ghana has also put measures in place, and then they brought all the banks on board for them to identify when their system is under attack and what they have to do and what they don't have to do. So everybody is doing its part, but if you don't do that and you think you have a system, because cyber system is dynamic, it is always revolving. Once you think you have put measures in place today, tomorrow another thing will come up. So constantly you have to review your cyber security system. And I think the banks have been conscientized enough, and they should be able to take that aspect of their security, not the physical security alone, but also cyber security.
You mentioned, you know, domestic crimes and all of that. What is stopping us with working with neighborhood, you know, committees? Are we sensitizing people enough that yes, you are there with a house help, it might be a relation who's moved in to live with you? What do we do? What do we have to know in terms of security tips? Now we're getting into December, Christmas is just around the corner. Why don't we have some of these messages out there for people to be security conscious?
Maybe in a week or two we will launch the Christmas operation, Father Christmas, and then some of these issues will come up.
What is that about, madam? For the first time, tell us. Yes.
Oh, every time getting to Christmas, the police service together with other security, law enforcement, we come together, because during Christmas most crimes happen. So we also make sure that people can celebrate the Christmas in safe mood.
Okay.
So we like no Christmas for any police officer. And most of the time, from 15th November up to about middle of January, you can't even go on leave. So whilst you are celebrating, we are out. We bring people from offices and then we put them out, so that we boost the security situation around the festivities.
What is the feel that you get from the general public? Are they happy with the work that you...
They are.
The feedback has been great?
The feedback has been great.
You share a name with the president of Ghana. Are you related to him?
No.
It's come up many a time. I mean, people have said it that, oh, Tiwaa Danquah is a, you know, relation of the president.
Actually, Danquah is my husband.
My husband's name.
And my husband has no relationship whatsoever. It's just a name.
So you got there, of course, attained that position on merit, and not what people were writing on social media and saying that you are related to the president. Clearly not.
Yes, that is the issue. It's not about being related to the president. That is why I'm there. That is not the issue.
Tell us about your rise in the police service. Where it started from?
I started from the scratch. I actually wanted to be a police officer as far back as when I was about 7 years. Wow. That was when I decided, or it came to me that probably when I get opportunity, I'll be a police officer.
What brought about this?
Because back in Konongo, where I started schooling, there was this policewoman who would be dressing up anytime that I was going to school. Very beautiful lady. So I made sure that I was always on time to see her dressing up and going to school. So that was when I started getting that instinct that probably when I grew up I would become a police officer. But the decision actually came when I had gone to the village, Danquah, to celebrate, to spend the holidays with my grandmother. And then, somewhere 70s, early 70s, somebody died in the village. And then nobody knew what happened. And we saw these two people, one was a drunkard, one was, everybody saw this person as a drunkard. This man was there for some time, and one day some CID people came to the village, arrested the people who actually killed that man. And I thought it was magic. Apparently, the man came to live in the village, pretended to be a drunkard, not knowing he was a detective. He actually got all the information that they needed, and it was then that we knew he wasn't actually
a drunkard.
No, he wasn't a drunkard. So he was always drinking, insulting,
socializing.
Yes, he was a laborer going to farm, weeding, doing all. And that was when I said, no, this job is what I really want to do.
So do you still have people, you know, doing that? I mean, living in a particular community, embedding themselves and getting information?
Yes, we do.
It's part of the intelligence.
Yes,
they...
yes,
wow.
So that was when I actually decided to become. So when I completed O-level, I went.
And O-level was where for you?
I actually attended Bompata Secondary School, and I started schooling in Konongo, but when my father traveled to Nigeria in early 80s, I had to move to the village of my mother. So when I was in Form 2, I started for the common entrance.
Form 2?
Yes.
That early?
Yes, so I moved from village school to village secondary school. Rural migration.
Not rural urban. You did a rural migration.
Yes, so
interesting. So just like they have, you know, Presbyterian boys secondary, well, becoming Presec, and Accra Academy is Accra. Bompata Secondary is what?
Bompata Secondary School is in Asante Achu. Now it is Presbyterian Secondary School, Bompata. So at that time, I went to school in 1982. And there was no electricity.
That's not Form 1?
Yeah, Form 1.
Wow.
So there was no electricity there. So on your prospectus, you have lantern listed as things that you have to come with.
Interesting. No electricity in your school?
No, there was no electricity.
So you studied with a lantern?
Yes, we studied
from Form 1 to
Form 5.
Interesting.
Yes.
And you wrote the same ordinary level examination
with all the people who attended Presec, Achimota, and Wisdom. So that was when
life at Bompata Secondary School. Walk us through. You were in the boarding house?
Yes, I was in the boarding house, and I still have some of my friends, my mates. Some of them are in the police service now. In fact, my senior, the person that I said when I went to Form 1, I slept on top of a bed, is a chief inspector, now still in the police.
What is it with Bompata people and the police?
I don't know why, but they are still there. I still see her as my mother because she was my school mother.
Okay.
And I always see her. She comes to my office, and I still call her Sister Tina and other things. So some of them are still around.
So from O level, you...
So from O level, in fact, I didn't get maths. I didn't pass maths, even though I passed all the...
You failed?
Yes, I got 7 in maths. But I went to Master Polytechnic where I did the diploma in business studies, and after that, before I completed my diploma, I had... Let me also add that when I was in school, when I come on vacation, I sell.
Oh, you used to sell?
Yes, I used to sell orange. I used to sell bread, everything.
Oh, so you are that Ankara?
Yes.
you hawked at the station?
Yes, at Konomu station. And even back home in the village, I did.
Was it because you were entrepreneurial in spirit, or you had to support the family?
I had to support the family, and I'm the second born of 8 children.
Wow.
So at that time, my father had gone to Nigeria. Unlike these days where you can send money by mobile money and other things, those traders who were going to Nigeria, my father would give them money to be brought to us, and it will never come. So I had to support my mother to look after the other siblings. So,
and you used to sell during vacation?
Yes, and I know how to do everything.
When you say everything, how do you mean?
I know how to cook banku and sell, and chechewa and sell, banchakrekro, meat pie, everything.
CID boss?
Yes, that was how I started.
Interesting. So then you went to Kumasi Poly?
So I went to Kumasi Poly, and in those days when I was selling, I was one of the newspapers that I used to cover the bread for somebody. I saw the police advert that they were recruiting. So I just decided not to use that. When I came back, I told my father I was going to join the police. At that time, I was on holidays. It was in April, and they were doing the enlistment. So I was writing my final exams at Polytechnic in June. So my father was worried because he thought I could continue my schooling, and I said I needed to stop somewhere so that I could support the rest of my siblings. So the day that the enlistment day, I took a car from Konongo. And what I knew was that police depot was close to Achimota. That was, I think, about my second time of coming to Accra. So I stopped somewhere at Achimota, and I started
walking. You have to trek?
Because I didn't know police depot.
And you didn't ask? You didn't have anybody to...
When I asked, the person who gave me directions said, police depot was close to Achimota. So when I got to Achimota, I got down. And then, so where is police? I said, okay, you walk. So I walked from Achimota, and I think it was somewhere St. John thereabout. So I walked from that place till
to Tesano.
So when I got to Tesano, the queue had formed, so I went to join the queue. I came with my O level. So I joined the queue, and when it was my turn, they took my measurement, and I wasn't up to 5. So they sacked me from the place. They said I wasn't up to 5'4", so I should leave.
How did you take that news, knowing that you're coming from, you know, Konongo,
yes,
you know, to Accra, and here you were being driven away? Were you disappointed?
Yes, I was disappointed. But then there was some of the recruits at the parade ground. So I went there too. I didn't go. When they said I should leave, I didn't go. So I went, I stayed there. And the chairman of the committee during the enlistment, who became the first female commissioner of the Ghana, female commissioner, Mrs. Jane Christine Danquah. And I will never forget her. She gave me the opportunity. So she had observed me that I was still standing. So she called me, why are you here? I remember we asked you are not up to the height, so go. And I said, Madam, I really want to be a police woman. Then she asked for my result slip. She looked at it and then she told the team members that they should allow me to go and write the exams.
Interesting.
That was how come I became a police.
So sheer determination and knowing that you will not take no for an answer, many would have given up.
So I didn't go. And when I wrote the exams, when it came out, those of us who sat for the exams in Accra, when it came, I was first.
You topped the class?
Yes, I topped. So I was invited. They sent me a letter to go for medicals. Unfortunately for me, we reported at the police training depot on 27th of July 1990. I finished my exams 3 weeks earlier on. So I came out with the same bedsheet, the same trunk, the same mattress.
To the police college?
To the police training school. So that was how come. So when my results came, I had passed. So I presented. And when I was completing my form, I indicated
that you are in poly and you're about to write your final
Mrs.
exam.
Uncle asked me, with this results, why didn't you continue your education? And I said I was at poly.
Was it born out of necessity or the passion?
It was a passion.
It was a passion.
It was a passion to be a police officer.
You didn't meet, you know, the requirement, 5'4".
And I was 5'3", but I've grown a bit taller.
I was going to ask you that. Have you actually?
I've grown a bit taller because that time.
So you passed the mark now?
Yes, I've passed the mark now because at that time I was barely a little above 18. So I passed the pass mark now.
Did any of your male bosses ever, you know, well, did it make it difficult for you to operate? Because yes.
At all.
At all?
No.
That doesn't happen in the police service?
I don't know, but personally I haven't experienced that. All the people that I've worked with, both bosses, juniors, they all give me the support. I don't know why, maybe either I'm lucky or something, but all the people that I work with, they all give me the support.
Interesting. You're married?
Yes.
You've been married for how many years?
I'm married. How many years?
Yes. You don't know your anniversary?
No, I'm just trying to, whether I should say it or I shouldn't say it.
Oh, you should say it. Yes.
My first marriage ended after 10 years and I got married again, and it is also 10 years.
10 years?
Yes.
So altogether you've been married for what, 20 years?
20 years, yeah.
So right after the last one, you got into another?
No, it wasn't. There was a break for about 3 years before I married again.
So what, you got divorced or?
Yes,
Why, your husband couldn't take it? Or you?
No, because of distance. My husband was in Italy and I decided not to go and stay there because I thought I had more to do staying in Ghana, and that was the reason why we had to agree to disagree.
Did it hit you? I mean, this is a woman, a professional who was rising through the ranks, and now you had to sacrifice marriage. You know, as compared to career, of course, you have to make a choice. And you choose to be here and serve your nation.
If you are taking the decision to be a policewoman from age 7, you will appreciate why I decided to opt for my career.
Career over marriage. No regrets?
I'm married again, I'm happy.
That's what I'm asking. No regrets taking that decision?
At all. At all.
You know, let's stay on the height criteria. An MP is calling for that to be cancelled. What do you make of it?
Which, maybe on my personal reasons, I think it should be.
It should be cancelled, yes.
I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity because of height. And I think in this era, it is not only people who are tall who can be good police officers.
And even security, I mean,
no,
professionals?
I don't think so. Because there are areas where you don't necessarily need height.
So what is technology?
Now it's more technology. And when you decide that you only go for only high, you are likely to miss very good materials who, because of height, they wouldn't get the opportunity to enter. So personally, if somebody is advocating for the height to be amended, I will go with that.
You will go with that?
I will go with that.
Let's stay on your personal life and the lucky man that you are with now. How many kids do you have?
3.
Oh, you have 3?
Yes, 1 girl, 2 boys.
Wow. Tell us about your husband. Is he that supportive?
Very, very. My husband is a lecturer at the University of Kipu's French department, and anytime that I have to go and speak somewhere, we have to rehearse, you edit my speech, and most of the time I've never gotten 2/10. More than 2/10. I will read and do, and
the lecture in him,
he will give me 2/10.
2/10?
Yes, that no, you either you are speaking too fast or you are doing this, so I'm always getting low marks.
How does it feel? This is the boss, the director general of the CID, and your husband will just mark you down and say, well, I'm the man in charge, and I feel that you are not living up to expectations.
So you have to be firm. You don't have to be moving your hands. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. So, but anytime that I've gone out and come back, he's always proud of me.
Do you make time for the family?
Yes,
with your work and the sheer responsibility, what kind of mother are you?
My last son, Nana will tell me you are the best mom in the whole world. So most of the time I'm forced to watch Cartoon Network with him.
You make time for them?
Yes, and the moment he starts laughing, I have to laugh. Sometimes I'm watching with him and I don't have concentration. But the moment he says, there's a because I always want him to know that I'm actually enjoying the Cartoon Network with him sometimes. So the little time that I get, especially on weekends, like if I'm even going to the salon, I'll go with him. Sometimes he says I should cook. Then you come and like, he says I'm the best mom. But
your girls?
Yes, my girl, she's married.
Oh.
She's a nurse at Trauma Hospital.
Okay.
She's married, and I'm already
a grandmother.
I have 2 grandchildren.
Congratulations. Do you make time, to relax? What do you do? What else do you do?
I never miss Uncle Ibu.
Okay, so Uncle Ibu, White's play.
Anytime, any day, unless I'm not around. I go and watch. And then sometimes I hang out with friends. We go out I visit friends. I have a very good friend who is also, we work together.
Okay.
She's a police officer, a lawyer. Sometimes from church, we hang out, we talk, we watch.
You go to
together.
sports, you go to the club, do you have time to party?
I've never been to club, but if there's any party, I will.
If there is any party.
And you invite me. I attend funerals too. When it is funeral Saturdays.
As the CID boss, many feel that socializing, the more will compromise your position and what you do and getting to meet a lot of people. Does that, play out in what you do?
On the contrary, when you socialize more, people are likely to come to you with information.
Okay.
But if you take yourself out, if you are not approachable, you are likely not to get people coming to you with all kinds of information. But if you are very receptive, you have civilian employees, people who think they have information, they will come to you.
So you will actually recommend that. Are you aware of the Eastern Regional Director of YOCO? I mean, yes, he was suspended, he's been reinstated. What do you make of it?
I wish we don't comment on that.
No, I grant you that, but what are your thoughts on it?
Whatever decision has been taken, I think it is the best, and I think we should go for it. We should go like that.
Decision as in?
We said he's been
reinstated, yes.
So that is the decision that is currently running.
As an anti-graft agent, I mean, do you think that what he said merits suspension or maybe merited that? Yes.
Why do you want to put me?
DCOP Tiwaa at Danquah.
You see,
yes.
Everybody has his own way of managing situation, and I wouldn't say it was good or it was bad. It is a personal decision, and it was taken, and everybody can always go back. When you take certain decisions and you think you have to reverse, it is allowed.
So you support his reinstatement?
That is my personal view.
How do you think corruption can be, fought effectively in our country? I mean, many people have talked about it that, well, let's use this approach. For you, as the CID boss, what are your thoughts? How can we fight corruption effectively in this country? Many people feel that, well, it's politicized and it comes in party colors and all of that. Your personal take.
Okay, so the institutions, every organization has its rules, and corruption is about putting systems in place so that people don't even get opportunity to do it at all. For instance, let me look at procurement. I'm using procurement as an example. There are rules guiding how procurement should be done. And if we all follow the rules, we don't have to struggle to do that. If we follow the rules that have been put in place when it comes to procurement, and in any other area that we have to do, most organizations have internal audit. The internal auditors also have to do their work. As much as possible, we have to prevent whatever that we call corruption from.
Are we doing that well as a nation, as a people?
Measures have been put in place, and I think if we allow the systems to work, it will.
Are the systems working?
It depends on the organization that you are talking about.
Generally,
my organization, the systems are working, and I mean the Ghana Police Service.
How good is our intelligence gathering?
Intelligence gathering is now becoming more IT focused. So
are we there as a nation?
We are getting there. We are moving to the area where we are also using IT as a tool for intelligence gathering. So, like I said earlier, you can't have it one day, 100% one day, but gradually we are moving towards that.
So what is your vision for the police service?
The vision for the police service. What's like for the CID? Since we manage crime, my vision is to reduce crime to the barest minimum. And when I did my master's, my dissertation was on crime and its relationship to foreign direct investment and economic growth. And we realized that
is there a correlation?
No, when it is crime is going up, foreign direct investment is coming down. It's that negative correlation. So it means that as much as possible, whichever crime that we have, we should reduce it to the barest minimum. And how do we reduce that? When people are committing crime and they are not getting the punishment that they deserve, it doesn't demotivate people from committing crime. So as far as possible, when people commit crime, we should be in a position to build credible evidence that will be prosecutable, that you send a case to court and the person gets conviction. And that is where it serves as a demotivation to who be people who want to commit crime.
So the CID unit is there to serve us, and promptly at that, you are very reliable, that you can say.
Yes.
How prompt, I mean, and how responsive are you to emergencies?
It depends on whatever emergency that you're talking about. For instance, if it is physical crime like robbery and other things, then I think the media is also coming out and praising the police as to our response time. It has reduced to like from 10 minutes probably to about 5 minutes.
Really?
The moment you're able to get to our control
call, yes.
Yeah, because the patrol teams are all over and they are all on the network.
So they are all on call, on standby.
They are all on call, on standby, and some of them may be closer to where the issue is coming.
Are we saying that the response time is 5 minutes? If only you are able to,
it has reduced
from 10 minutes.
Maybe if it was 10 minutes, it has come down.
We don't want maybe DCOP Tiwaa. What is the response there should be, an OCOP, there should be a standard operating practice. I mean, and we know that, okay, so this is the standard, and this is what we are actually going to measure people, and KPIs are measured. You understand? So clearly, we should have rules, we should have standards, and say, we should work within this time frame. What is it for the police unit?
If you get through to the lines, they should be there within 5 minutes.
Within 5 minutes?
Within 5
regardless of where you are?
No, that is why I said it depends on where you are and where the nearest patrol team is.
What is the line?
The 8555. Is it 8? The police hotline?
You are the boss. What line do we call to actually get the police to come to our aid? In terms, yes.
1855.
DCOP Addo Tiwaa.
No, it's Tiwaa.
Tiwaa Addo Danquah. You don't know the hotline?
No, I didn't say I didn't know. I said when you call 191, they will ask you whether you want ambulance.
So we call one what?
191.
191.
Yes, call 191 from any network and it will take you there.
For the CID, what number do we call?
The same number because we have one control
room. Okay.
So when you call, it will ask you. In fact, the system is such that when you call, we're able to determine where you are.
So why don't we move on and have a hotline for the CID units? Maybe for crime, yes, we have one number. For ambulance service, can't we do that? Now we have short codes. Shouldn't we be proactive? Shouldn't we? Now you're saying that crime in fighting it is more, is reached an advanced stage. It has to do with technology. Yes. What stops the CID unit from getting 5 hotlines and saying?
No, we have more than that.
Okay.
We have more than 5 hotlines.
Give us 3 of these hotlines.
No, when you call 18555, there are
18555.
Yes.
Okay.
When you call, the people who are receiving, they are.
And they work 24/7?
They work.
Let's try and call them now. With time reading 15 minutes to 8, we'll put them to the test right here on Star FM on StarrChat. Let's see what the response time is.
So call them.
So we have people on standby.
18555. 1912 works.
Or 191.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll try and you do the talking to them. Well, my producer says we are calling them, but they are not picking up. Isn't that a cause of concern?
No, they are picking.
They are picking. We are calling them. I think that maybe we can put them on air to see how it's ringing. We'll try and put them on air and let you know.
And we have the control room where we have the cameras at certain vantage points, and we are trying to put more cameras.
Oh.
So when you call, be able to determine where you are.
Where you are.
And then
so in which area? So that people will be conscious. Some of these things will need for you to provide information. It will be good on the traffic or evening shows that we know. Yes.
To talk about me.
Yes.
Not about.
No, about what you do as well. Okay. So that they assist all of us. They haven't. We are trying to call them and they haven't picked up.
Have you tried the
Caleb?
112?
Yes. Well, we'll try the 191. But we're saying, where in Accra do we have these cameras?
We have the cameras around airports, Circle, Kaukudi.
Okay, Nima, Newtown, Achimota.
We have some in Kumasi and Tamale.
Oh. And you have a control room?
Yes, we have a control room.
So they are able to determine that, okay, this person is calling from this area. Interesting. So we're still trying and nobody's picking up, Madam Tiwaa.
Are you also trying?
Yes, your special assistant is also trying and they are not picking up. But anyway, we'll move on from there. Let's talk about, vigilantism.
Yeah.
Why is the police service struggling to deal with Delta Force and other?
Say we are struggling to deal with.
Are you dealing with them?
Yes, because you see the way it is, the way you see it, you think it is widespread. And I'm telling you that we have recorded 5 cases of vigilantism. 3 of them have been dealt with by the court. 1 is under investigation. 1 is before.
So it is under control.
It is. No, it's like as and when they come, we deal with it. But if the case is in courts, then it is out of the hands of the police service. We are not struggling to deal with it. We, as and when they come,
you're on top of issues.
We are on top of issues.
How far with the JB Danquah case? Yes, madam.
We have submitted the docket to AG's office.
Oh, it's ready.
For advice.
You're waiting for advice. Hello? Well, we're trying to, get somebody on the line as well. We've been trying for the past 5 minutes.
Oh, it's not up to 5 minutes.
Oh, Madam Tiwaa, it's up to 5 minutes. We've been trying to reach them. And your PA is also trying. Nobody's picking it up.
Please, I wasn't trying. Getting more information.
So it is important. Well, anyway. So, still on the vigilante groups.
Yeah.
You think that is the service properly trained to handle these groups? Are we ready up and because we have some of them going out there displaying whatever they have and they feel they are untouchable?
You see, the law is very clear, like I indicated earlier. Everything that we do, if it is a crime, the law has defined what the crime is, and that is what we go by.
Is it political in nature?
No, nobody is about the law. Good. Once you commit the offense, the law and the police will deal with it. So if you can tell me a situation where somebody did and the police did not take action.
Tell us one case of attack that the police has, you've dealt with it successfully.
Kumasi, we sent the people to court, they were convicted. And Upper West Region, they were sent to court, they were convicted. Kumasi, they are in court. People were arrested and we sent them to court. So tell me again.
So when people say, or some Ghanaians say that the police, well, you are really not on top of issues in dealing with these groups. Clearly, you want to debunk it because work is being done.
Because people talk and they are unable to back with facts and figures. Sometimes they just mention it. The police is not on top of its work. And if you ask for specific example,
they are not able to
tell you. So if you are able to come out with specific situation where we couldn't deal with it, then
you take it up.
Yes,
we'll be activating the phone lines now, but also our WhatsApp line 0268 900 980. That's 0268 900 980. Madam Tiwaa is there? Yes. DCOP Tiwaa Addo Danquah is taking a turn. We're celebrating her. We're getting to know her, meet her up close and personal. Keep the messages coming in, and we have loads of them. We'll be going for a break, but before the break, clearly we have some messages coming in, and Sewa in Tesla says that she's a great woman doing a great job. We want to applaud her. Wow. Okay, so how does it feel being the woman boss of CID or the CID? That's from Stephen. He wants to know how it feels like.
I feel I've been given an opportunity to serve my country.
Right.
So whatever that I do, my focus is to serve.
Focus is to serve. All right, so this one is from Isaac Tete. It says, I am a beneficiary of your best leadership as CID. Bola, please, I love this woman. You shouldn't mind her detractors. Great job she's doing, and we love you. My DG, my Addo Danquah, and that's coming from Isaac Tete to you. So keep the messages coming through. 0268 900 980. That's 0268 900 980. We're actually talking to the CID boss, DCOP Tiwaa Addo Danquah, right here on Star 103.5 FM. Yes, this is StarrChat. And, we're going for a break. But just before we go, what kind of music do you love to listen to?
Country.
Oh, country music. Who's your favorite country?
Don Williams.
Don Williams. Why country music? It's soothing enough for you to relax.
Yes. And it's something that's, when you listen to the West, it's like you take your time and you listen to it. It's very relaxing, and I love country.
So any day, anytime, it has to be country music for you?
In fact, anytime I'm going home, between 7 p.m. on 95.7,
okay,
country. And
country.
I love it, yes.
Wow. So you listen to GBC. That's
unique. Unique FM.
You love your country music.
I love my country music.
Wow. Well, maybe we'll do a compilation and send it to you for your relaxation. But on the scene right here in Ghana, tell us, who are the musicians that you love to listen to? Are you into high life, Afrobeat, gospel?
I'm an old timer.
Okay, high life?
Yes.
So who?
Nana Mpedu.
Nana Mpedu. Why Nana Mpedu?
I don't know, but his music is such that you're able to. He says lots of things about it. Sometimes he speaks to you, and then he relates to life and life experiences and other things. So
I was just listening to a track from him, Omambo Acho. Brilliant tune by Nana Mpedu, but I don't know which one is your favorite. Which one will it be, so that we get to play that for you as we go for the break?
Any of them. I can't mention specifically, but I always love, if it is Ghanaian, I love the old time.
The old time?
Yes.
You don't like hip life or Afrobeat?
It's too noisy.
It's too noisy. Wow. Like who? Whose music?
No, I don't want to make it, but I like the old ones, the old timers, Nana Mpedu. I also love Amachi Dide's.
Amachi Dide's song.
Yes,
okay. But you don't like Afrobeat or hip life. It's not your thing. I mean, do you know some of the new school people? You know, the musicians. There's Stonebwoy, there's Sarkodie. You've not heard of them?
Yeah, no, I like Sarkodie.
Shatawale.
She likes
I like Shatawale.
Oh, you do? Stonebwoy. You've not heard of Stonebwoy?
No, I've heard of Stonebwoy.
Sarkodie.
But if I'm in my car alone, I will want to listen to something cool.
Something cool?
Yeah.
Wow.
I also like gospel.
Gospel,
Yes,
okay.
I like
Good to know. Do you run into issues with our celebrities? Are they comporting themselves? Are they doing well?
No, I've not had any issue with any of them.
Any celebrity?
No, at all.
They are not committing crimes?
No, if they are committing crime, maybe it's not something that has come to me.
Really? Wow. Have you come under any form of attack? Because Rita from Teshi says that she had a brush with A+. How did she handle it?
You know how it was handled. So
how did you handle it?
How did I handle it? After I issued a statement, that was the end.
Did that get to you?
What I would say about it, I didn't want to talk about it. But what I would say about it is that whatever that happened to anybody. And it's just put me in a way that made me very cautious. That is one good lesson that I learned. And I don't think I was the only person who learned from that experience. Others also learned from that experience.
You think that you opened up too much for him? What ensued? Because you seem to have that relationship with him that, well, there was some messages.
On the contrary, I met him for the first time. I'd met him, I had never met him face to face before. That was the first time that I met him. But I've put that one behind me.
You've forgiven him?
Right from day one. Because nothing happens, and if it is not for a good reason. So it happened, and I learned from it. Others also learned from it, and whatever that it is past and gone. And I have.
Does that make you emotional? I can see that.
No, at all.
At all?
Yes, because even the day that it happened, in the heat of it, somebody met me at a restaurant. I was with friends, and he was surprised because there was nothing I could do about it. So we have to move on.
Would you love to meet A+ and one-on-one, really get down to the issues and find out why?
No.
Have ever thought of that?
No.
Would you want a meeting?
No.
How did you feel about the attacks?
When somebody says something about you, I don't let it get to me. Most of them are not personal, but the question you ask yourself is, what they are saying, is it true? Is it something that is bad? If it is bad, you have to move away from it. But if it is something that is not true, you don't have to let it bother you.
Kwesi Nyantechi's issue, and with all that was out there in the media, and people say that you released it from your office, not you, but your outfit. How did you deal with that as well?
How I dealt with it, because I realized that when anything happens, you learn from it. The thing came out and we couldn't even find out how it came out. So what?
But you are supposed to investigate, the people out there. So if the CID itself is at a loss as to how information is leaked and how it gets there, then shouldn't we be worried, DCOP?
Where?
Yes.
There are other issues that also come on leave from other offices, not only the CID. But what you have to do is that you make sure it doesn't happen again. So that is what I did. But especially, and I have my personal principles is that one of them is that when something happens and I cannot do anything about it, I look at the way forward. How can I do? What can I do so that this thing doesn't happen? Doesn't reoccur. So you put measures in place so that that kind of incident that happened wouldn't happen again.
Interesting. We'll be going for a short break. When we come back, yes, we'll be, talking about some movies right here in Ghana, if you're into movies as well. And yes, you said you were a good cook. You tell us about your favorite food. We'll also open the phone lines for you to join us. And what next for you? Are you looking forward to becoming an IGP sometime? Because somebody just sent in a message. It's actually from Sandra. And Sandra says that I'm not being biased, but I feel that some years to come she'll be, a great IGP. And we should be looking at that. Are you next in that ambition? If it's
I sat into somebody's lecture about women, whether we are breaking the glass ceiling or we are not. And one thing is former principal of Ghana Banking College, and then he gave the presentation to Association of Women Accountants. And something that she said was that women are pretenders. And when she said it, I didn't understand why she said that. She said, for a woman, once you say you can do this, say, no, for me, I don't like it, I'm not that.
A lot of women, they get to do that.
So that when he said that, I realized that I was very guilty. Whatever happens to you in life, it is the will of God. If it is the will of God, I will take it.
I'm looking at a potential IGP. It is possible.
Yeah, but once you get to deputy commissioner, assistant commissioner, and you don't have a year or two to retire, and then you still have years.
Like your good self, you are inching closer to that position.
So from a deputy commissioner, anything at all is possible.
Do you think that the appointment of the IGP should be depoliticized?
This is what the Constitution has stated. So,
are you calling for an amendment? Should we take a look at it?
Maybe for now, I think it should be the way it is.
It should be the way
it is. Maybe when we grow small in democracy, then we can't be thinking about other, maybe amending or changing it. But for now, it's fine.
It's fine with you. All right. So DCOP, Tiwaa, Addo, Danquah. Lots of messages. I didn't know that you have a huge following and fan base. They love you. And Parky says, wow, very brave woman. Please, I want you to ask her if she... so she's not a relation. He wanted to know whether you're related to the president, and she's clarified that. And also, Emmanuel Beture says that tell her I'm with A+, and we send our greetings. You want to say hi? Man?
My regards to him.
Your regards to A+. Oh, isn't that lovely? Moshi Boy says, I'm watching you guys live on Facebook from Kumasi. Kudos, madam. We love what you're doing. And Kwame Donkrua says, amazing woman, Bola, that you have in your studios. Kwame Murphy says, please ask her the whereabouts of the Midland police officer. What is the latest on that?
No, the case is still in court. So I think we are still in court.
All right. Please tell her that La Paz around the Sawam station has become a den for criminals. What are they doing about it? That's from Henry Apiakran.
It's well noted. We'll look at it.
La Paz around in Sawam station, he says. All right. And Isaac Tete says, woman of substance, very receptive, always smiling. Long life, madam. We wish you well. And her colleague, Agbozo. Okay, so your colleague says that, well, we'll come to that after this break. So, after the break, we're coming for more. DCOP, Tiwaa, Addo, Danquah. Easy. Are you okay?
You're fine.
You're fine?
Yes, I am.
Any thoughts you want to share with us as we go through the break? You okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
All right. So when we come back, you tell us about, your favorite movies, and also we'll talk about your favorite food. Then we'll activate the phone lines. Okay. We'll also get to know how well you know Ghana. So when we come back, we want you to relax. Feel free. Like we said, we're celebrating you, and we'll get to know you some more.
All right. Okay.
Okay? Right here on Star 103.5 FM. The CID boss is our guest. Right here on StarrChat. We'll be right back.
True definition of contemporary radio.
Thank you.
This is Star 103.5 FM.
I need a bank account for my sister to transfer money into for my mother's sickness, and you are saying let's talk?
Oh, sweetheart.
Hello, Daddy. This is Kwame.
Kwame, is everything all right? It's your son, Kwame. Let me put him on loudspeaker. Eh?
Oh, Daddy, everything's okay. I'm just calling to remind you of my school fees. It seems you forgot to know.
You know what? I will let Alote bring it.
Sorry, sir. We are already on our way to assess the damage and process your claim accordingly.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Star Home Policy makes all the difference. When theft happens, let Star take care of it. Sign up today.
Yes,
call 0302-245-906 or 8. Star Insurance, your solid partner. Security does not have to be stressful or uncomfortable. Introducing RoboSurveillance, the IP video security system with remote monitoring capabilities from everywhere. RoboSurveillance is Ghana's #1 secure network surveillance camera system with megapixel lenses. It also features a Starlux technology which allows cameras to record color in live.
Oh, today's your birthday.
RoboSurveillance is perfect for military, schools,
Yesterday was the house.
construction and mining sites. RoboSurveillance, video monitoring from everywhere. Sold and distributed by Trial Security Technologies. Contact 028-921-0392 or simply type #TrialProtectGH on social media.
Why do you drink awake purifying drinking water?
I drink to make hearts beat. I drink to put smiles on faces.
I drink to soothe the heart. I drink to make hearts awake. Why do you drink?
For every bottle of Awake purified drinking water you buy, an amount will be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Quality Products from Casablanca Company Limited. Available in different sizes. For more persons, please call 0262-351251. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
It's mature, it's relevant, and guarantees you the best music. Star 103.5 FM. Simply the best.
Simply the best, and you're most welcome back. This is Star 103.5 FM, and you're on StarrChat. My name is Bola, and our guest is the CID boss, DCOP Tiwaa Addo Danquah. A big thank you going out to GT Bank, Guarantee Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather? Banco, that's our proud sponsor. So good news for all Ghanaians. Guarantee Trust Bank is offering you the opportunity to open an account with them. And guess what? No deposit is required. Yes, you heard it right. You do not have to make any initial deposit to have an account with GT Bank. Guaranteed Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us? And also Star Life Assurance. Where do you see yourself in a year or 2 years from now? Where do you see your family as well? Surely, I know you have high hopes, but nobody knows tomorrow. No matter how good your plans are, life can turn everything on its head through unforeseen occurrences. And that's why you need Star Life Assurance. Thankfully, the first and truly trusted composite life insurance company in Ghana, and they're ready for you as well. So Star Life can put you back in control to achieve your dreams. Don't let life's tragedies get in the way of your family's dreams. Get a life insurance policy from Star Life today. Call them on 0302-739-600. Yes, Star Life, your solid partner. And a big thank you to Johnny Walker. Keep walking. And also we have video monitoring everywhere for you. Can see Trio Technology. But good evening. A message comes. It says, good evening, Bola. Please ask DCOP Tiwaa how best her office can help me with a situation where someone created a fake LinkedIn account with my picture as his display photo to dupe innocent job seekers. I reported a case 6 months ago. I was assigned an investigator at the cyber crime unit of the CID headquarters, but nothing has been done. That's from Patrick. So Patrick wants to know way forward.
I think I'll have to follow up.
So you pick up this. I'll send you his number.
But normally what they do is that when it happens like that, the first thing they do is to pull it down so that people, it doesn't continue. But they also have to trace and track whoever did that.
Okay. Wow. And we'll keep in, you know, we'll do that. And also, our host of the Morning Star, that's our morning show right here on Star FM, Francis Aban, has sent in this. And Francis says that ACP Agozo says political appointment of persons for top ranks in police service is why we are unable to deal with political crimes. What does she make of this?
That is his personal opinion.
What is your opinion when it comes to that?
My opinion is that I've already stated that whatever crime that anybody commits, the laws are there. Every crime has been defined and the punishment is prescribed. And the elements of the crime, you will find it in the law. I don't see the difference between political crime and any other crime. If it is assault, it is assault. If it is stealing, it is stealing. So you deal with it the way the law has prescribed, the way it should be. So
is a police service politicized?
Maybe it depends on the way you define politicize. How is it politicized?
That people feel that, you know, government of the day will have everybody under their whims and caprices. Of course, they can actually tell you what to do. You like they say, kowtow to, you know, whatever that they want, and you run at their beck and call.
On the contrary, I have not had that kind of.
You're not being manipulated
at all. Whatever that I have to do, I do it.
You're a real professional.
Yes, because I only look at the law. And fortunately for me, that in my building at the CID headquarters, I have about 9 lawyers. So when I'm in difficulty, I just bring them together and then they look at the law. And so I don't see why, if it is something that it's on individual basis, maybe somebody wouldn't want to do it and it shouldn't be attributable to any politician. Okay. Or we should be specific. If there has been any situation where you think any politician is influencing or interfering.
Okay.
You have to deal with it.
So you voice out. You have to say it and not just
no, you don't
lump
have to
every.
say it. You don't have to say it. You have to let the person understand that this is what the law says and this is what I'm going to do, and nothing will happen to you.
Nothing will happen to you.
No, at all.
You will not be victimized.
No, I have not experienced that, so I cannot say it.
Right.
But if there's anybody who has it, then the person should be specific that in this particular situation, this is what happened, and they will deal with it.
Fair point. Recently, the government procured 200 vehicles. I mean, many of which saloon luxury vehicles. People are saying that, well, we should have gone for 4x4s or, you know, some of these vehicles. I mean, road runners and all of that. Are you worried as well? That many are saying that, well, saloon cars to do patrols, to go out there and fight crime. What are your thoughts on that?
I've already stated that whatever logistics that you have, you manage it and you work within what you have. Looking for other forerunners and other things, we'll get there. But this is what we have, and this is what we have to manage.
So the 200 saloon cars are okay to fight crime and looking at our roads. You are okay.
There are some roads that you can use a saloon cars. For instance, what I got for the CID.
How many did you get?
Lots.
Lots of them?
Yes.
Okay, so you are well resourced then.
If like somebody is using another vehicle in Accra, I will take that vehicle, give it to somebody outside, and then within Accra they will use a saloon car.
Wow.
So you have to, like I said, whatever you
make
have,
do with what you have.
Make do with what you have.
You are a great leader. I like that. So you think outside the box. This is what we have. You look at the pool,
yes,
and then you assign, reassign. Interesting. Well, we're about to open the phone lines. We're about to activate them. Ellen of Total Ghana says hi. She enjoys country music as well, just like you do. So I think that, yes, you have a partner right there. But you can call us on 0302 231144 or 0302 231145. DCOP Tiwaa is here. Come through with your questions, if you have comments, and also we'll get to find out from her how well, you know, she knows Ghana.
Okay.
Yes, we'll do that. But what kind of food do you enjoy the most? I mean, as a CID boss and all of that, do you get time to prepare your own dishes? Do you do that? Go to the kitchen often?
Yes, I know how to prepare wache very well.
Oh, wache, and that's my
And
favorite
I
as
enjoy
well.
it, yeah.
When are you inviting me home then?
Saturday.
Oh, really? We have a date.
In fact, we do wache most of the Saturdays, and I do it myself.
You do it yourself?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. No problem. We'll have a date. Alex is on the line from Jolu. Hello, good evening, Alex, and welcome. Many thanks. Hello, what's my name again? What's my name? Okay, good. Go ahead.
What is it?
To who? What happened at the Flagstaff house to who? Oh, the police officer that was assaulted at the Flagstaff house or Jubilee house. Okay.
The case is still under investigation.
The case is still under investigation. After all these months?
You see, investigation,
Yes.
sometimes people get it wrong. Investigation, you investigate to achieve certain results. And it is not like, I always say that it's not like a football match where you have 45 minutes, you play probably another 15 penalties, and that is the end. Sometimes you need to establish what crime and who is responsible for the crime that has been committed. And sometimes it takes time.
It takes time. What about the Kwesi Nyantechi case?
The docket has been submitted to the AG's office.
Okay.
For advice.
For advice. Oh, so it's ready. It's with the AG's office for advice. Mauli from Ashaman. Hello, Mauli. Good evening and welcome. You're on StarrChat. Yes, sir. You're on air. Let's hear you, please.
Any concrete information as to when they will go for medical or they go for medical already. And also, we found the told 2018, 2019 too. I want to know, please.
Okay.
So those who did the 2017, I think very soon the police administration will come out with the roadmap when they will be reporting, and maybe later on they will also come out with whether they will sell the forms or not.
All right then.
I'm
Thank you.
unable to tell.
To disclose. All right then. Isaac from Ho. Good evening, Isaac. And how's Ho this evening? Yes, how's Ho this evening, Isaac? All right then. All right. Let's hear you, Isaac. Point well made. Well, thank you very much. We go to Tema, where we have Jeff standing by. Hello, Jeffrey. Good evening, Jeffrey. You're on air.
Bola, you have been one of my serious man in town. Follow your footsteps.
It's not late.
Only I'm not where I want to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be.
I like that.
Yes. Let's come to DCOP.
Tiwaa. Yes, correct.
Okay. You know, I was there to talk about this group. I don't know how to put it. Vigilantism.
Right.
Sure.
Well, she's done that already. Maybe you caught her somewhere in the middle of the show, but she's spoken about that.
I want her to, talk about it very well, because these guys, sometimes when we hear they have gone here to eat up this, they have done that, and we have not been hearing anything about it. It's sometimes very bad. Very bad. Because she is a woman. For instance, if I happen to be her son, and if she has this racism, whatever group have beaten, have hurt me, and done something bad to me, she will not be okay. Now that she is in the position like that, I believe she has to, deal with it.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, thank you. And she says that she's on top of that,
yes,
right?
And I've already stated
vigilante
that
groups, yeah.
Whatever happens, if it is a crime, we deal with it as a crime.
Right.
It is not like this assault is political assault, or this thing is political thing. It is assault, and the law has a way of dealing with assault.
So with these groups, can't we disband? Can't we really get them out of the system?
So once they commit offense, we'll deal with it. So,
but because what, the right
of
association and all of that,
yes,
we can't go out there.
Of that. So, but like I already stated, all the incidents that we've recorded, we have dealt with all of them. Some of them have been dealt with at the court, some of them are still in court, and some of them are still under investigation. And it is not like widespread like the way we look at it.
All right, we have Aqua from Hacho. He's our last caller. Hello. Hello. Hello, do we have Aqua from Hacho? Hello. Hello, good evening. Well, too bad we lost Aqua. But then let's get to know how well you know Ghana. You know, so if you're ready, I think that under a minute we'll run through this. And here we go. Who is the current Chief of Defense Staff?
Lieutenant General Obed Aqua.
Who is the National Security Minister?
Honorable Albert Kandafa.
Head of Yoko.
ACP retired KK Amwa, Kwesi Kranche Amwa.
Who's the Governor of the Bank of Ghana?
Dr. Addison.
Ghana's first Deputy Speaker of Parliament is?
I don't know that one.
Oh, but you just met him this evening.
No, you said was it first deputy
That's what I'm
speaker?
saying.
No, okay, first deputy. Honorable Joseph Osei, I met him here.
Who was IGP before Mohammed Al-Hassan?
Mr. Paul Quay.
Tiwaa.
Tiwaa.
Who was Ghana's first IGP?
Majite. E.R.K. Majite.
Who is Ghana's foreign affairs minister?
Honorable Shelley Ayokobuchi.
Well, there you go. Congratulations. So, there you have it. But of course, as we wrap up, I was going to surprise you with a call. I think that my producers are still on that one for you. But also moving on to the messages right there. She's always smiling. She's a great mother as well, and I admire her from afar. So have a great time. Today is your personal bodyguard's birthday. Last Corporal Daniel said. So we wish him a happy birthday as well. Daniel is doing a good job for us this evening. But what is your biggest fear in life?
My biggest fear?
Yes.
Betrayal.
Ever been betrayed?
Lots of times.
Oh, lots of times.
But
how did you handle it? Walk us through that.
Once it didn't kill me, I am always...
It made you...
stronger, and every experience that I get, I learn from it.
Do you trust human beings after all that you've been through?
I don't mistrust, but I give everybody a certain level of trust.
Are you extra cautious? I mean, by what you do and what you've gone through?
Riskless life is risky life. So most of the time, you have to take a little bit of risk. And you cannot say you don't trust anybody. You have to trust up to a certain level, but you have to also make room for uncertainties so that you don't get surprised when things happen. And everybody is capable of doing anything at any time, depending on the type of situation that the person finds himself or herself. So I would not mistrust that you do certain things, but I give room for trust, and I also give room for uncertainty.
Do you love your politics?
How do you define politics in this
Well, maybe
context?
not active politics as to, oh, you tell us which party you belong and whether you go and campaign, but do you follow issues?
Yes. Whenever, like in the office, you need to politics everywhere, but you need to identify who are the people who are supporting you.
Right.
You don't look at who is who or who is what, but who can do what. So I'm always looking out for trying to identify who are the people who are willing and are hardworking, and they are going to support you to achieve your aim. And what
Who's your best performing minister?
My
That's
best
what?
performing minister. That
Yes.
is my sector minister.
Interior minister?
That is my opinion. That is my best performing minister. That is
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you grade him? You think that he's doing or he's done a yeoman's job?
9.9999.
That's a high score for him. Any regrets in life?
Yeah. Some, when you're a woman and you are growing up, it gets to a point that all that you think about is to get married.
Oh.
That is maybe at a point in time, I think I lost focus.
You lost focus?
Yes.
Which year or which time was this? Which period was this?
That was 1995. Because you get to a point where all your mates will be getting married, and you think so.
You weren't married at the time?
Yes, so you think that is your focus. Because when I started CA Ghana, if I had not lost focus, I would have qualified maybe 6 years earlier than I did. So, but the good news is that I came back on track.
You came back on track.
Yes, I came back on
But
track.
you regret that period?
Because that was when I shouldn't have lost focus.
Wow.
I should have just concentrated and did
What accounted for that?
You think getting married and having children is all that.
All that.
So you have arrived. You don't think about anything again, but you realize later on that there's more you can do than just getting married and having children and saying you have arrived. So
it's not an end in itself.
No, it's not an end in itself. So there are lots of things that you can do.
Ever suffered broken heart?
I don't.
Ever been broken hearted? A man has not jilted you before?
At all.
DCOP Tiwaa?
No, at all.
At all? Strong woman?
At all.
All right. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Hello. Hello. Hello, good evening. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me? How are you doing? Right, we have DCOP Tiwaa Addo Danquah here, and you want to say hello to her. She said some good things about you this evening. Hello, I want you to identify that voice. Hello, sir. Can you hear us? Yes, can you hear us? You are live on Star FM. Can you hear us, sir? Yes. DCOP, can you identify this voice? DCOP, this is A+ on the line. A+. I have a very good friend here, DCOP Tiwaa Addo Danquah. Today we are smoking the peace pipe. Tomorrow I want you to go and visit her and send her some flowers. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So what do you want to say to her on national radio today as we put everything behind us? She said some very kind words about you. Yes. I'm saying that what do you want to say to her on national radio? You know, she said some very great words about you as well. That, well, all is gone. She's put the past behind her. What do you want to say to her? A+. So it wasn't personal. All right. You have spoken.
That is true.
So have you moved on from that? What about the maritime boss? Have you moved on? Have you moved on with the maritime boss? Are you a happy person? All right. This your PT. Are you handling that?
No.
Okay. Yes. A+. A+. Thank you very much, and maybe we'll go to Madam Tiwaa's house this Saturday. She's invited me for a bowl of wati, so be my guest. A+, have a wonderful evening wherever you are. Thank you. Wow, so interesting. And like I said, we should make this country a better place to be in. And of course, we are one people. In all of this, as we wrap up, we have your mystery question for you. So, Madam Tiwaa, here we go.
And now, the mystery question.
Please read it out for us, madam.
With the exception of the current IGP, which of them in the past has been your favorite and why?
That's right.
I wish you would have given me the opportunity to mention two.
Oh, two? No problem.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I will mention former IGP Mr. Patrick Champon and Mr. Mohammed Alassane. These two have been somebody. In fact, Mr. Champon actually identified my potentials. He actually told me, you cannot remain a junior officer.
Mr. Champon.
Yes,
wow.
Mr. Patrick Champon.
Wow.
And Mr. Alassane, when he was IGP, he actually made me the first commandant of the staff college because he identified that I could do something. And one thing that I always say is that he was never satisfied. Whatever I do, he said, no, you could have done better. Even if I get 9/10, he will say it is still not enough. So I was always looking out to do better, and he's somebody who actually pushed me.
So you owe it to these two great gentlemen.
I would say all of them, all the IGPs that I've met, from Mr. J.Y. Okofi, Mr. Namfuri, Mr. Osupoku, Nano Osunsia, Mr. Champon, Mrs. Robertson, Mr. Alassane.
Madam Tiwaa, you've been around. Congratulations. And you've earned it. You've worked and of course gone through the ranks, and we celebrate you. You asked for Nana Pedu, and we have this for you. Enjoy, and I will get you the country music CD as well, or if you want it on a pen drive. But thank you and congratulations. Right. Not the dance party. What? Give us some dance steps, man. Yeah. Boogie down. Oh man, boy, Joe. Thank you all for doing the listening. John Jimen is up next with a drop off. My name is Kwabena. I'm not Chinese Bola. To the team, I said thank you. Kwame Danso, champion. To Wilson, Kwabena Wilson, thank you very much. To Ray, to Caleb, to Sadiq. God bless us all. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
You may know what people custom.